Wrestling.
Oh yeah, welcome to another edition of Grind City Wrestling. I am Dustin Starr. Be sure to hit that subscribe button here on YouTube, and thank you for joining us, because last week E-Rock and I held it down and we kept it real. Well, I kept it real. Eric was just there. But this week we got the band back together. We got the trios back together. The Pod Squad is back together today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's bell time. Introducing first. He's allegedly an A-lister. He's my tag team partner, co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, E-Rock. Eric McMahon, what's up, E?
What up, dog? Man, we back another episode. Good to have Devin Walker, baby, back on the show. Dustin was like, he is stuck on the golf course last week. That ain't stuck. That's a frip. We always said, Dustin or Devin, you have the dopest job ever, but I said we can't complain because me and Dustin have great jobs too, right?
Ours are pretty good too. Yeah, keep up with Eric.
Good, exciting news coming up all the way around for everybody, and yeah, let's go.
We're going to talk about it today. Be sure to follow Eric on Twitter if you want to, at @E_MacLife. MacLife. Real quick before we introduce Devin, you and I have been together quite a bit this week, huh?
Yeah, we improv and shop. It's like we're doing all these improv workshops 3 hours a day to make sure our crafts are a little better. I'm a tree.
Some very interesting stuff that we've learned.
How do you feel? Tell me your emotion without telling me your emotion.
Therefore,
and
then, however,
because of,
that's a good one. Anyway, anything new we need to catch up with real quick? Are we ready for Devin?
I'm ready for Devin, baby.
All right, we've waited too long, ladies and gentlemen. The third man in the trio, one of the most interesting men in the city of Memphis. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Devin Walker.
Baby!
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good? Hey, I'm happy to be back, bro. I'm happy to be back. We got a lot going on around us, but I'm happy to be back. I missed a lot last week because SummerSlam recap was last week. I missed that. It's all good. I was on the golf course. It's fine. But we're back, dog. We back.
No, you had to be there. You were stuck there.
No, dude, I was stuck. I could have gotten on my phone, but I don't think the quality would have looked good. So I was like, you know what? I'll take this L. I'll be back next week because we got shit to rap about, bro. SummerSlam was great show, but we got shit to talk about this week.
I totally agree. We wanted to have you here last week. We tried to wait, but with all three of our schedules, it is just absolutely crazy. Be sure to follow Devin on Twitter. I promise you it's one of the best follows that you'll have, at Devin_Walker.
Dose.
And coming up on social media, we're going to be able to see some of Devin Walker's fancy work, snapping it up at the Wrestle Center. So you came by last week. I invited just a couple of people to come and check out some of our practice matches or dress rehearsal type of matches or whatever. And you were there and shot up some wrestling, man.
Yeah, I shot up some wrestling. I never shot wrestling before. That's like one of my. I have two bucket list things to shoot. Right, I shoot basketball, I shoot football. That's fine. But like I shot wrestling for the first time, and shooting wrestling. And for anybody who's in photography, I'm not a photographer. I just shoot stuff. It's so much different than shooting basketball or football. Because wrestling is more so about the facial reactions, it's less about the motion of like the dunking a basketball or catching a football or shooting the jump shot. It's more so about getting the reaction after a slam or like stuff like that. It's a whole different vibe. It was fun though. Shout out to the Wrestle Center.
Well, it's funny. You're saying you're not a photographer. You're talking like you're a photographer.
I'm not a photographer, bro. I just so happen to be good at taking photos. So yeah, but it was cool though. I hope y'all enjoy the photos. I hope the guys enjoy the photos. I mean, that's do just for the love of the game. Shout out to those guys at the Wrestle Center. They're all super cool.
I certainly appreciate it. I know that they appreciate it. You'll be able to see those photos at Wrestle Center 901 on Instagram, probably on @mem_wrestling as well. So really, really good stuff. If you're interested in joining, WrestleCenter901.com. Also, one last thing about that is you guys do such a good job at catching the reactions of the fans. Like when Jaw's giving away something or they're autographing, Jaren's doing something, and Dylan was always great with fans. But seeing Grizzly social media and Grind City Media is I think you would be tremendous at a live TV taping because it is about wrestling, but we all know it's really about the fans. No, I'm putting you over. I think it's really about the fans. Like,
listen, at the end of the day, Devin is probably in this company, the Memphis Grizzlies, Grind City Media. I hate to say it because I think I am, but I'm really not. Devin is probably the most talented across the board individual we have in this organization.
I appreciate that, dude. That's love. But no, I would love to. I know I can't really spoil the matches because they're live at TV taping, but that would be some cool stuff to do. Just like whether it's like, gosh, like I might come to the next TV taping just to shoot some stuff and just get busy with it a little bit.
Come on. Speaking of getting busy,
photographer into the storyline somehow, like.
Oh, I'm not trying to be on TV, bro.
Through a table or something like that.
Oh,
Photographer
but like
goes through the
somebody
table.
picks somebody up for slam, the foot hits the camera drops.
Oh.
He's all like, no. And then, there's a babyface save. I don't know.
With a new camera and all that. Anyway, let's get to it. A lot of wrestling to talk about. We are going to hit the best wrestling that we watched all week. Who's up first? Devin?
Yeah. I'm gonna let you know on the front end, my week has been slam packed. So it's gonna be hard, but there's been a lot of these wrestling memes going, not memes, but GIFs or just pictures on these sites about like who is left off. Like if you had to leave off one, right? Pick your top 5 wrestlers and say it's The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, but you have to drop one. And it's like it's impossible to choose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen these on Twitter where there's 4 because you could put 4 Twitter pictures and it says one must go, and it's like Stone Cold, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. Which one of those you get rid of?
Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, The Rock. One has to go. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels,
my thinking,
Stone Cold, The Rock.
My thinking is The Undertaker. You take him away, that takes away a whole big part of Memphis wrestling history in my eyes. So it's like you got to stay. Shawn Michaels, boyhood dream. Yeah, what if the boyhood dream never happened?
That's all well and good. He is the greatest in-ring performer of all time. And then now it comes down to Stone Cold and The Rock.
Yeah,
they were
come on.
They were like, so who do you drop? Devin, who do you drop?
Ooh.
Oh, his connection dropped.
Look at Devin is froze. He's hot about something.
He is intently looking in this. There we go.
Hold on. This is a good edit point.
Hey, shout out to Ubiquity. Right. Our owner owns a Wi-Fi company, but our Wi-Fi is trash. Back to the lecture at hand. What was the question?
Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Shawn Michaels. You got to drop one.
The Rock.
Oh, frozen. Oh, there we go.
Stone Cold, The Rock, Taker, and Michaels.
You got to drop one.
Shoot, dude, that's hard, bro.
That's what I saw on Twitter this week, and it was like impossible to answer.
Taker, like, is Taker, bro. Like Taker, Taker, like crossed over. The Rock crossed over,
and he brought old school, like golden age of wrestling into the new wave. So I think you have to keep him in.
Like The Rock crossed over. The only one that didn't really cross much with Michaels, but Michaels is like the best worker, bro, from like the 90s and 2000s.
Austin also got the torch passed from HBK, if you remember that, with Mike Tyson and everything. So
here's the way I look at it. Taker has to stay because he's just so iconic, right? Then Michaels is the best in-ring performer of all time. Okay, so he's got to stay. Now it comes down to because these two guys were like the feuding main thing of Rock and Stone Cold. If you're gonna ask me, like, you got to drop The Rock. That's a hot take, though.
You might have to drop The Rock, bro. I'm sorry. Like I say either Rock or Stone Cold.
Yeah, it's my rationale as well.
Well, it can't be Stone Cold because Stone Cold ushered in the Attitude Era. He sold more merch than anybody in the history of the business. Yeah. He was the next after the Hulk Hogan. You're dropping Shawn Michaels. There you go.
Boom. And then he gets up and walks away. So who are you dropping then?
Definitely a mic drop. I would have to say probably Shawn Michaels.
The greatest in-ring performer of all time?
Arguably the greatest in-ring performer of all time. But
Bret Hart. Him or Bret Hart are the best. But like, I think amongst the boys, even though he was an asshole for most of his career, it is universally known that Shawn Michaels is the best there's a difference between in-ring performer and pure technical wrestler. Bret Hart, from all accounts, is the best technical wrestler. But if you're combining best technical wrestler and performer, it's Shawn Michaels.
So let's put this out there. Let's ask the fans. Let's ask at Grind City Media. We can put this out, right, Devin, when the podcast drops. So you've got Undertaker, Stone Cold. I'm trying to write. The Rock. Stone Cold, Rock, Undertaker, HBK.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to go. And we ask you, tweet at us at Grind City Media and let us know. So Eric's best wrestling that he's seen all week was on the internet. And it seems
Devin
like
jumping up and down. He just can't. Hey, Devin, come join me, bro.
I'm gonna come over there, dude. I don't know. I'm on a dead spot, bro.
I don't know because I'm fine, but
it's like going in and out.
Look, I'm gonna even open this up so Devin Walker Bebe can come and join me on my screen.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
We're gonna stay right here, but
Devin, you're up next. Best wrestling.
You hear him yelling? Come on over here.
This is a podcast in itself, right here.
Here we go. Let's pull up JD, Jessica Benson's chair.
This is ridiculous, bro.
There we go.
This is ridiculous.
Oh Devin, my gosh.
Oh, we got a blank screen on there. But
this is hilarious. All right, Devin, you're up.
Best wrestling I saw this week. I'll go with the worst wrestling I saw this week. How about we start with that? This feels weird. I don't like to do this. I'm going back over here.
All right, so Devin's switching seats again
You're
here.
worried about your phone being trash, but yet you're doing this?
All right, we're back here. This is a great podcast content. I'm at KJ's this now. So
okay, so you are pixelated as all get out, but we can still hear you and see you, so that's good.
All right, here we go. Worst wrestling I saw this week. For the people that watched AEW last night, there was allegedly a Texas Chainsaw Massacre match between Jeff Hardy and Ginger in Nashville. That shit was horrible. And I wake up this morning, bro, and I find out that AEW got paid a shit ton off this. They got paid $100,000 to put on this match, and that was a 2-pack of trash, bro. It was so bad. So bad. What are your thoughts,
Devin? The best wrestling that I watched all week was the Texas Chainsaw Death Match.
Whoa! Let's go!
It was so bad that it was good. And I knew that this was some sort of big payoff because there's no way they're not even in Texas. Like, of course, Jeff Jarrett's from Nashville and all that kind of stuff, but it's not even in Texas. It's a big movie thing. It's a big marketing ploy and all that. It was absolutely awful, but it was almost awful to the point like a couple weeks ago on Memphis Wrestling, you see dead bodies on the floor and then you see somebody's feet and then it goes up to Archer and it's so hokey and almost like, oh my God, what is this? But it's good. So like, I thought it got to a point to where it was like Family Guy bad, where I laughed and I kind of enjoyed it.
See, usually, hey, E-Rock, usually Dustin hates that stuff.
He's
did.
Like,
it's so gimmicky. It's so bad.
I did hate it, but I just thought like, oh my gosh, this is great.
From the fake blood to the guy coming out, Leatherface coming out with a chainsaw, that shit was just terrible.
That Leatherface was worse than the classic Memphis Wrestling Leatherface. If you rewind back and you go on the YouTube and you look up Leatherface Memphis Wrestling back in the day with the chainsaw and everything, he legit looked scary as hell. He scared me out of my seat at Pipkin Building one time live with that chainsaw. This Leatherface looked like shit.
Yeah, he was like, he was
a mask.
Dingy ass, great value yellow
Leatherface. Dollar General
Leatherface. This shit was horrible. My best wrestling of the week, 5-star. And I got some notes after we talk about this.
Okay.
The best wrestling I saw all week. And I have a tie because I think we consume so much wrestling now, bro. It's so hard to kind of pick what's the best because we watch wrestling on Monday, we watch wrestling on Tuesday, we watch wrestling sometimes on Wednesday, on Friday, on Saturday. Like,
guess what I did this week? I started watching NXT.
Yeah, good for you. I'm not doing that.
I don't have the time in my day, my week.
I watched it. I'm going to watch it every week now.
Look at this guy, big NXT guy. So proud of you.
I'll talk about it in just a second, but go ahead, Devin.
You and Maria must be fighting this shit right now.
She put him in other rooms, so he has to find something to do.
Right.
Best wrestling I saw this week. Friday night on SmackDown. The segment was weird. We had another Bloodline segment. Roman Reigns and the Uso brothers. I don't know why I love, bro. The freaking super kick and Jey Uso turned around saying, I'm done. I'm out of here. Usis jumps over the barricade. Because for me, I'm like, what's next? Is he done with WWE? Is he had?
I have actually heard that
bloodline. I was intrigued.
I actually heard that people believe that Jey Uso's leaving WWE, like his contract is ending, and now there's a wrench in the plan.
They took him off the page.
Well, I know, but that's all part of that's how they work storylines now, because of smart marks like us that go on the internet and say, oh no, his contract's up. Wait, contract's about to end? Just like Triple H about the Drew McIntyre. It's like, dude, it was never in jeopardy. He was always going to resign, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing. So but I will tell you, there were interviews.
Like back and he didn't.
There you go. There are interviews between Jimmy and Jay saying that they've pitched the idea of wrestling against each other for a long time, but it just hasn't happened. There's not the right time. But I guess right now is the right time.
Brothers wrestling.
No, I didn't. But I just love the story. If they set up the right way, I think it does. But also the fact that I read too that they're going to take a break from the Bloodline storyline and let it breathe a little bit. So because they're going to, I guess they've been pushing so hard for 2 years now. So I think this is the good pause in the storyline. Even though for fans like me, I'm like, yo, what's next? Yeah. What's next? It's a good little pause in the storyline.
Acknowledge your time with you.
Yeah, the second best thing I saw this weekend, and I know I've talked about it on this podcast before, and I talk about it again because it is the best romance in wrestling. Adam Cole, Bebe, and MJF, better than you, Bebe. It's very they're doing like the little vignettes, or they go like to Outback Steakhouse, and they're like, he got over a double clothesline, bro. They got over a double clothesline. Like no one can do that. So I give him credit for that, and I stamp Adam Cole, Bebe, and MJF because I think they're gonna put on a hell of a show at that Wembley Stadium show. You hate
oh boy, I hate it. I hate it to death. They had 4 minutes of a pre-tape. I literally went back and looked. It was a 4-minute pre-tape of them at Outback Steakhouse. I hope Outback Steakhouse paid a lot of money for that. 4 minutes they did that. Then they did something in the ring and they cut a promo that had to have been 10 to 12 minutes. These dudes, the kangaroo kick. I just think that with you, this is not going to be a popular take, but with guys like Daniel Bryan, Jon Moxley, CM Punk, who I'm going to talk about here in just a minute, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, the Bucks, you've got so many huge stars in AEW. And I'm not saying that Adam Cole's not a huge star. I'm just saying 80,000 people, Wembley Stadium, your biggest event in history. I would think that you would want one of those guys that I mentioned in that match with MJF, especially Punk versus MJF.
You've never been an Adam Cole fan, though. Like, you've always been like low on Adam Cole, baby. So
he is good and stuff, but I don't think he's a world title level. I think he's more of an international title level or whatever. The Adam Cole, baby, that thing is awesome. I love it. He's over like crazy. But when you're looking at Wembley Stadium, I just don't think Adam Cole versus MJF is a Wembley Stadium, 80,000 people strong main event. That's all.
Listen, I disagree with you. I think it is. But I think that, like, we know that it's going to be a turn. We know all this stuff. Like, that's the problem right? I don't have the booking, but it's fun, right? So, like, you're looking at it from a purely, do not cut me off.
Why are they having a tag match in the pre-game of
the problem.
Freaking pay-per-view?
That's the problem. And I agree with you that. The tag team, them bromancing, and then eventually gonna, like, whatever. It's fun, Dustin.
It is fun. It's good. But your two biggest stars are gonna headline the biggest show ever, and now they're gonna do the opening pregame?
I disagree with that unless there's something that we do not know.
Gotta be, right?
Right, but I agree with you there. But as opposed to the bromance, man, dude, I'm all for it, man. I think it's just fun. It is fun.
All right, we're running a little bit long, so we got to move forward. But I will be there watching. It's absolutely free at Dave & Buster's, August the 27th. We're going to watch it. Seriously, check this out. So it's live like at 1 p.m. We have Enzo going to be there the 27th. So we're going to be here at the Wrestle Center. So we have a special 7 p.m. watch party for AEW All In. So you don't have to watch it at 1 p.m. Come to the Wrestle Center, see Enzo Amore, and then head straight out to Dave and Buster's immediately following.
You forgot that we live in this area. People want to live tweet at 5-star.
Dude, I'm going to be all embedded in Memphis wrestling. I won't see anything until I get to Dave and Buster's. But anyways, moving forward, you've got something that you wanted to talk about next, and I want to talk about CM Punk, and we got about 7 minutes to do it.
Yeah, I just want to bring up the fact that they filed for trademark for some of the old ECW pay-per-views. You see this?
Oh, nice. No, I haven't.
Some of the old ECW.
Who is they?
WWE's filed trademarks for the ECW related pay-per-view SummerSlam.
I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised they've done this.
Yeah, SummerSlam, Barely Legal, and Massacre on 34th Street.
Wow.
So that's something look out for coming down the pipeline. Are they going to do a new pay-per-view? Are we going to re-debut a pay-per-view from the back in the day? That's something I just want to bring up.
Are those NXT pay-per-views perhaps?
There you go.
They do several. I'm trying to think of one right off the top of my head. Halloween Havoc, Great American Bash.
Yeah. So just something to look out for. They filed for trademark, so we could be seeing those down the line in NXT or WWE. So that's my note.
But also on that note, the WWE, that they're going to trademark stuff that is in their realm just so nobody else could ever do it, right? So it's kind of time. A lot of times it's just like left pocket, right pocket. Like we might not use it. When you buy a domain name, you buy 500, so nobody can even get anywhere close.
I know business owners that own hundreds so they have them.
I do.
Yeah. I probably own a dozen or more.
Yeah.
And it's a heck of a bill every year.
we
Actually, like every 5 years or so or whatever. I wanted to take just a second to talk about CM Punk because he is back in the news big time. I mean, he is all over the dirt sheets. Either they are just villainizing this guy or he is running rampant backstage. Have you guys heard any of these stories?
It's a work, bro.
I think it may be a work because did you see? Okay, if you saw the MJF Adam Cole promo yesterday, they got sent to Tony Khan's office, and he said, "You're in trouble for your backstage behavior." They put it in the promo.
Yeah,
they put it in the bid. So, Eric, you
like a spoof.
Yeah.
Well, and those of you who have not heard, Dave Meltzer has even reported that there have been major issues with guys getting to Collision. So Hangman Adam Page was flying in to do a pre-tape, wouldn't even let him in the building because of CM Punk. Christopher Daniels apparently has some sort of beef, according to the internet. Remember, this is all internet jargon. He is the director of talent relations for AEW, and he's not allowed in the building. And this is the one that really takes the cake. And I want to ask you about this in particular, Eric. CM Punk corners you in a locker room because of a tweet that you sent out about him being the softest man in the world. He corners you in the locker room, gets in your face, and asks you, do you have a fucking problem? What do you do? Because
I have a problem you getting in my face, and if you don't back it up now, we're going to settle this like men.
Ryan Namath, Dolph Ziggler's brother.
I would never let a man get in my face first. This is just my training as a fighter, is that there always has to maintain distance, right? So once there's a no-fly zone that has been invaded, it's all out war from there.
Yeah.
And you know that as a fighter.
We're old enough.
If I'm going to come up to you in your face, Dustin, the only reason I'm engaging in your face, I wouldn't come up to your face and yell at you in your face. Because if I'm already in that zone, we're fighting. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
That's why I think it's a work, right? You don't get, only wrestlers get like this and jaw at each other. Real life, we're 5 feet apart. The minute you get to that 3 foot mark, the fists are flying. That's just simple, basic knowledge.
You get hit with a Mortal Kombat.
Ryan Namath, Ziggler's brother, apparently tweeted this out, and Punk confronted him. Not only confronted him, but then had him removed from the building. He was booked. Also disabled his Twitter account. I'm telling you, that's a tough decision to make for a young wrestler like Ryan Namath. But when somebody gets in your face, allegedly, like what allegedly happened, dude, that's a fight. You are threatening. You are in my space.
Right, and they get here. This does not happen with grown men.
Right.
This will happen with grown men. At this point, fists are flying.
Yes,
so if
absolutely.
you get this in face to face, it's a work. It's a work.
Yeah.
It's a work.
CM Punk is running wild. Okay, we got 3 minutes to tell you what's coming up on Memphis Wrestling and Grind City Wrestling next week, right here on Grind City Wrestling. The WWE Intercontinental Champion, Gunther, will join us right here.
We got that for you guys.
So, yeah,
That's exactly right.
Clip his jacket and everything.
It's going to be awesome. He's joining us next week. This Saturday on Memphis Wrestling, the masterpiece Chris Masters makes his in-ring debut. You can watch youtube.com/@Memphis Wrestling. This Saturday, August 19th, Memphis Wrestling.
And the Challenge?
Stay tuned. It's coming up on Saturday. Memphis Wrestling and the Pontotoc Run Club. They tag team with Hacksaw, Jim Duggan. Oh, big fundraiser coming up, benefiting St. Jude. I think we've over $20,000 raised as of right now. And we still have a couple of days to get there to the big event. Over $20,000.
It's impressive.
So far. Very cool. Big shout out to the Pontotoc Run Club. Murray Column, of course, the Memphis Wrestling crew, absolutely killing it. August 26th, Gleason, Tennessee, the Tater Town Throwdown. August 27th is the real one, Enzo Amore, as you can see right here.
Behind
here somewhere. And then Dave and Buster's Watch Party, 7 p.m. I know the pay-per-view's at 1 o'clock. But you can watch with us absolutely free at 7 p.m. And then, of course, the very next day, August 28th, Monday Night Raw is coming to FedEx Forum. We have a pre-party at Ghost River right next door. Join us, absolutely free, family-friendly. And I got to remind you that Impact Wrestling is coming September 22nd and 23rd to Graceland Soundstage. It is going to be awesome. Also coming up in September, E-Rock and I talked about it last week. Action News 5+, Memphis Wrestling's coming your way. And I'm going to be joining the crew at Bluff City Life coming up on WMC on September 1st, and it will air the following.
Is this on TV, bro, or is this on the app?
Both. It's on TV over the airwaves, on the app, and then also you can watch on the website.
Because somebody asked me yesterday. My dad asked me. He's like, "I heard Dustin's moving to Channel 5. Is it going to be on TV?" I was like, "Yeah, Dad. I think it's going to be on TV." I'll ask him.
It will be on TV. This is step one of hopefully a long relationship that we have. You got 60 seconds. E-Rock, what's coming up this weekend?
Man, I'm going to Tulsa, Oklahoma for Grandma's 90th birthday. Let's go.
Happy
Hell
birthday,
yeah.
Grandma. Hey,
big
y'all,
congratulations to E-Rock on some big news coming up in October.
I will drop next week? It later on this pod, but I can't. I'm not. I'll drop it later.
Next week.
Hey,
Devin?
hey, y'all, guess what? The last 4 people to pin Roman Reigns at WWE are, can you name them? Nope, you can't. I'm getting out of here. Podcast is over. Deuces. We'll save that for next week.
He's E-Rock, Eric McMahon. That's Devin Walker, baby. I am Dustin Starr. Thank you for joining us on Grind City Wrestling. Gunther joins us next week. Oh, yeah. I might challenge Gunther. What do you think?
Later, guys.
Deuces.
Just don't chop me, bro.
Yeah, don't chop him.